Hello and welcome. I'm Nichelle Miller, your lead facilitator, and I am so glad to have you here at this month's self-empowerment lesson. If you're new to us, welcome. If you're back, welcome back. If you are just joining us, just seeing what's out there on YouTube, welcome. We are sure there is something for you here. Today we are talking all about self-love. And how important is that? No matter what age you are, from 9 through 17, which is what our program is targeted for, or even as adults, sometimes we all struggle with the thought of self-love. What does it mean? We hear that a lot. We hear self-love, self-care, self. Is it selfish? Is it important? Let's dig into that now. So, if you're brand new to us, welcome, like I said. Please make sure to click the like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future content. If you're back with us for like a second or third time, welcome back. So happy to have you here. Again, we are talking all about empowerment on this channel, and today is all about self-love. So let's dig into it. What's self-love? What does it even mean? We hear the term, I love you, you love me, but what does it mean to really love ourselves? So, and why is it important? So really, loving yourself is not selfish. It's really important so that we can grow our mental abilities, our minds, our emotional, our physical, and our spiritual selves. When we love ourselves or take value or high regard for ourselves, marking ourselves as important, then magical things happen. If you've ever flown on an airplane, and I love this analogy, you'll always hear, and sometimes we don't pay attention on an airplane, I get it. You'll always hear the safety instructions and they're like, the exits are here and the exits are here. And then they say, in the event of an emergency, an air mask or an oxygen mask will drop down from the ceiling, right? And what do they always say? They're like, if you're traveling with a small child or someone that needs help, make sure to put the oxygen mask on yourself first before you take care of anyone else around you. Why is that important? And especially if you're thinking, as a mom or a dad or grandma or an aunt or even, like a big sister, wouldn't I want to take care of everybody else around me first? Why am I putting my oxygen mask on first? Well, it's really simple. Because if you don't put your mask on, let's say you're traveling with your little sister or little brother, you put your mask on them first, and then something happens and you pass out. So then your little sister or little brother is sitting there like, okay, now who's going to take care of me? And you've passed out. You can't help anyone else if you don't take care of you. So it's so important that we put our oxygen mask on ourselves first, make sure we have enough oxygen so that we can help other people around us, right? So that's why self-love is so important. We have to take care of ourselves first so that we can be good for other people. Another example, think about a plant or even a pet, right? So if you don't take care of yourself, who's going to take care of your plant or your pet? Like if you've ever gone on vacation or a trip, and you have to find someone to take care of like your animals or your plants or even like to turn the lights on, when you're out of town. You have to have someone taking care of those things, right? Well, if we don't take care of ourselves, we're not available to take care of the things. Okay? So that's why self-love is so important. So in order to be your best possible self, in order to be the best possible Nichelle, in order for you to be the best possible you have to take care of yourself. And that involves self-love. Okay? I get that much. Got to put my mask on, got to be ready to take care of everything. But how do I do that? What do I do? Let's get into that too. So self-love is just not a feeling. It's actually an action. So you hear, you got to take action. You can't just be about words. You have to take actions. And it's an action that shows that you appreciate yourself, that you care about yourself, that you think you're important. And you are. You're so important. And I need you to say that right now. Say, I am important. Wait. Say it again. Say it again. Okay, say it like you mean it. I am important. You are important. Say it again. And I need you to say that every day because you are important. And when you know that you're important, when you feel that, you'll do things to show that you care about yourself and that you're important. So one of the things that we can do is actually take actions and grow our self-love by showing that we appreciate something. So if you appreciate something or if you love something, say you love your puppy and let's say your puppy, does something bad or naughty, or your puppy digs in the trash. Our puppy's done that. Or maybe not your puppy, maybe like a little brother or sister, or your best friend. Say your best friend does something that's just like, ew, but you still love them. You still care about them because they're your best friend. They're your puppy. They're your little brother or sister. You still care about them. And you're like, we're still friends. It's all good. You don't just like cut them off, right? So when you love and care, you accept things. So maybe sometimes we get frustrated with ourselves. Maybe it's, I didn't do as well on my homework as I really wanted to do, and I tried so hard. If your best friend said, I didn't do well on my homework, I feel kind of sad about it, what would you say to them? Would you say to them, oh, well, too bad, you really messed up? Or would you say, oh, it's okay, try again next time? Or wait a minute, I'll help you. Or how can we fix it? You would accept them, right? And try to help them move forward. So it's the same thing with self-love. When we have a mistake, or we, don't hit the mark that we're trying to make, we have to just tell ourselves it's okay and move on. We just make changes to move on. So self-love is about accepting. We accept ourselves. So no matter if we had a great day or a not so great day, we accept ourselves and we move on. So self-love is about acceptance of yourself, acceptance that you're not going to be perfect every day, and that's okay. And acceptance that some days you are a rock star, you hit it out of the park, you could do no more, it's the best you've ever done. It's okay. We all have the highs and the lows, but self-love is about accepting yourself no matter where you are, right? And saying, you know what, I care about you, it's cool, let's move forward if it was a bad day, or let's try to do that again if it was a not so good day. So when you're thinking about yourself and accepting yourself, there's some things you can say to yourself on those days that are not so great. And we call these, if you've been here with me before, we call these affirmations, or positive thoughts or positive sayings. So one thing that I love to say to myself, because it's true, no matter if you had a good day or bad day, is I am the only me. I'm the only me. And that's amazing. There are no other yous. You could have a twin. You could have somebody that looks like you or acts like you. There is only one you. That's amazing. There's one recipe to make a you. Recipe done. Now that you've been made. So if you tell yourself, I'm the only person in the world like me, I'm amazing. I'm amazing. Even on good days and bad days, there's only one you. So the only person that can move forward is you, right? So I want you to think about telling yourself on those days that are not so good, that I am the only person in the world like me. I'm amazing. That's part of self-love, just accepting yourself. Accept. So we've got two things we're doing here. One, we're taking care of ourselves. We're putting that oxygen mask on. Two, we're taking action. We're accepting ourselves, right? We're telling ourselves, I'm amazing. There's only one me. I love me. I love me. Even on days when I'm not so great, I still love me. Because you know what? Only one me. Remember, there's only one recipe. They can try to remake you. There's only you. Everything about you is so unique. The way you look at things, the faces you make, your smile, the thoughts you think, everything is all unique to you. You. It's just one you. Okay? So you're a little unicorn. Didn't know that, did you, coming in today? You're magical. So accept yourself. That's part of self-love. Remember? So we're putting our mask on. We're taking action. We accept ourselves. We're telling ourselves how amazing we are. Two things. Okay. Another way that we can show self-love or self-care is to practice self-care. I know I kind of used that word twice. It's okay. So when we love ourselves, we take care of ourselves. Think about something you love. Oh my goodness. My daughter loves shoes. Loves shoes. So she has tennis shoes. She keeps them in the box. She wipes them off. She puts like paper in the toes so they don't crease when she walks. I don't know. I don't understand it. But she loves her shoes, right? So she takes care of them. Think of something you love like that. Maybe you got a new backpack for school, or you have your new favorite shoes, or a new toy, or even your pet, something you love, you take care of it, right? So when we love ourselves, or we're practicing, because we're taking action, we're practicing loving ourselves, we take care of ourselves. How do we do that? Well, hygiene. We keep ourselves clean and smelling pretty and all the good things. We're making sure we're brushing our teeth, combing our hair. My hair's kind of wild today. It's okay. We make good choices as far as, what we eat. We try to feed ourselves good things. So we make good decisions when we're eating. So if I know that drinking coffee at 6 o'clock at night is going to make me like all jumpy and bopping around and I'm not going to sleep, maybe I don't drink coffee that late. Maybe I don't drink coffee at all. Okay. So we make good choices. It's like a car. If you put, your parents or you, if you're older driving, you go to the gas station and put gas in the car. Think about what would happen if instead of gas, you put like rocks. Your car wouldn't go, right? It would shut down. So the same with our bodies. We have to take care of it. We have to fuel it with good nutrition. That's part of showing our bodies and ourselves that we love ourselves, take care of ourselves. We also want to make sure we sleep. I talked about the coffee example. We have to get enough sleep. How many of you have like seen a little kid who is sleepy and needs a nap and they're mean and they're like throwing stuff? Or maybe it's you. I know I get sleepy and mean. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. You have to sleep and take care of yourself. That's part of your oxygen mask, taking care of you, right? You also want to, exercise when you can. Make sure you're studying. Do you have good study habits? We talked about, getting a grade that you didn't really like. Did you study for it or did you just show up and say, oh, well, we'll see what happens? You really have to practice what you want to do well at. So just like anything with our school, we want to have good study habits. And then really important, and we don't see this a lot anymore, is good manners. Do you say please? Do you say thank you? Are you smiling? Are you being kind? Do you even practice, thinking each day, something at the end of the day, something that you're grateful for, something that you're thankful for? Especially on a bad day, we can think about things that we are grateful for, that other people would love to have, but we haven't. So even sometimes, I remember being younger and, my mom would be, I thought, mean because she told me no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, my mom is so mean. And then thinking about it now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but my mom was there and my mom loved me enough to say no. So even sometimes things that we think are like, if we really think, there are other people that would love to have that would love to have what you have. So just being grateful, that's an act of self-care. All right. So we got 3 things here. We've got our oxygen mask. I know I'm going to keep recapping it because I want you to get this. We got our oxygen mask. We're going to accept ourselves. We're going to remind ourselves about how amazing we are. We're a unicorn. There's only one of us. And then we're going to take care of ourselves. That's part of loving ourselves. When you love something, you take care of it because you want it to last, right? Okay. Next, this one is so important. And it's very important for, I find a lot of times, young ladies, setting boundaries. What does that mean? Think of a house, okay? And you see, if you've gone by a house and you've seen really pretty fences or you've seen a fence. A fence is a type of boundary, right? So a fence keeps things out and then it keeps things in. So a fence can keep out things you don't want to keep, that you don't want to let in. And it also can keep in what you want to keep in. So setting boundaries as part of self-love or self-care is letting others know what you will and will accept. So if someone is mean to you, for example, and you just allow it, or if someone is saying unkind things to you and you just, okay. And don't get me wrong, there are times when it's best to ignore a situation and move on, but when it's a repeated behavior of someone being unkind or someone taking advantage of you, maybe you are trying to study for your homework and someone's like, oh, hey, can you help me do my paper? Thanks. And they just run off and dump it on you. And it happens all the time. Those types of things are taking advantage of or not being kind. So we have to learn to say no. No. And no is a complete sentence. When you tell someone no, you don't even have to say why. So if you're studying for a test and someone's like, hey girl, let's go hang out, let's go to the movies, let's go do this. And it's either go out and have fun, which I love to go out and have fun too, or make this choice because this grade is really important to us. Sometimes we have to say no. And that's setting a boundary. That's a fence. We're making a fence around ourselves and saying, no, this is important to me. So I cannot do that today. I would like to go with you next time, but today I have to do this. Or you can just say, no, I can't. Thank you. No, that's it. We have to set boundaries. Likewise, we have to set boundaries with the way that we let people treat us. Okay? So if someone is mean and picks on you, but then still says that they're your friend, Is that how a friend should treat us? Is that what we want in our friendships? I don't want a friend like that. I want a nice friend. I want a friend that's nice and fun and makes me laugh and picks me up when I'm sad. So we have to tell people. So if someone is treating you in a way that you don't like, it's okay to say, no, I don't like that. Or no, I don't like when you say mean things to me. It's okay to say no and to let people know how you feel. Now, it's kind to let people know that, but there are times when you have to just say no, no more. And that's okay. We have to set boundaries to love ourselves, right? We have to set boundaries. Sometimes you have to just take a minute and say, you know what? No, I need a minute. Let me think on that. I need a minute. Set boundaries, set guidelines, set standards of how you want to be treated. Likewise, if there's something that you know is wrong and someone wants you to go do something that's not right, no. Okay? So we have to set those boundaries. You have to protect yourself. And with setting boundaries, teaching people how to treat you, teaching people what's okay for you, letting people know, no, I can't, or no, that's not important to me right now, or this is more important to me right now. That is protecting yourself. And by continuing to build your tribe, we talk about this a lot over here, is your tribe and your friends. You know, we talked about the kind of friend you would want. You have the power to choose who's in your bubble. You know, if you think of yourself as a bubble, and you have the power to choose who's in your bubble. Do you want people there that respect you and understand when you say no, or understand, oh wait, she should probably do her homework first, then we can ask her? Or do you want people in there that are always trying to pop your bubble, that are always like, no, do what I want? You have the right to choose. That's what's so amazing. It's part of loving yourself. That's part of saying, you know what? I'm important enough that I'm going to do the things I need to do, or I'm going to do the things that are important to me first. Then I'll deal with all the other stuff. Okay. Then, I know we're moving on. We're going to live intentionally. You ever do something on purpose? Like, some things we try to do, and some things are an accident. Like, do you ever win at a game, you had no idea how to play it, and you just won? You're like, oh, I won. Okay. That's living on a, that's an accident. But when you live on purpose, you're very mindful and you're very intentional. You're thinking about what you want next. So if you ever play chess, I'm not a chess player, but I can play checkers. If you ever play chess or any other game, you make a move and you're trying to guess what the person you're playing against is going to do, right? Because then you want to kind of pick your next move. So we want to be very intentional or planned with what we're doing. So we want to plan out fun things to do in our lives. We want to make sure that we're putting people in our bubble, right, that are positive and uplifting for us. We want to make sure that we have people that are pouring into us, because we're putting our oxygen mask on so that we can help other people. But are other people trying to pull our mask off, or are they trying to be positive and helpful to us? Those are the kind of things we want. So we want to live intentional. We want to avoid drama. Ugh, no girl drama. No. No boy drama either. No drama. We want to avoid those situations. So if you see drama or you see dramatic people, maybe they don't belong in your bubble. We can choose. We talked about choosing. You can make choices. And then keep it simple. You don't have to do everything at one time. I mean, I talked about a lot. I talked about eating well and exercising and sleeping well and studying. Maybe that's too much for one time. It's a challenge to make change. We're creatures of habits, and we like to do what we do. If you think about what you do every morning, you get up, you probably go to the bathroom, brush your teeth, brush your hair, take a shower, then you do something else. Have you ever done your habit out of order and you're all messed up? You're just a mess. Like this week, I tried to give up coffee. It's been a rough week, girls. And so my normal habit is to get up, do all my things, and then make a cup of coffee. And so now that I'm not making a cup of coffee, I'm kind of out of sorts. Like I don't know what to do with myself. So when you change your habit or change your routine, your body gets kind of like, what? I don't know what to do. So don't try to change everything at one time. Don't try to be like, okay, you can't be in my bubble. You can't do this. You can't, like you're doing it all. Little baby steps. Okay. So just keep it very simple. Don't overwhelm yourself. Part of loving yourself and setting boundaries is even setting boundaries with yourself. Like, you know what? I can't take on the world today. I can only do a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do it well. Okay, so little chunks. And then we talked about accepting ourselves, but realize you're going to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. That's why we have erasers, right? We make mistakes. That's why we have an undo button on a computer, or we can backspace on a text message. We make mistakes, but that's how we learn and we grow. And that's how you build your boundaries. That's how you build your confidence. That's how you build taking care of yourself. It's all a learning. There aren't mistakes. They're just happy accidents. I think that's Bob Ross that says that. But there's no mistakes. There's just lessons, and you learn from them and you move on. All right. Then I want you to know, be obedient to your parents. Your parents have your best interest in mind, and they want to do what's best for you. They told you about this program today, right? So make sure to listen to your parents, and then let them know how you're feeling. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're like, I don't know where to start, maybe sit down with them. You guys can make a plan together. Talk about things, okay? Even if there's drama, talk to your parents about it. They can help you sort through things. You know, I have littles myself, and believe it or not, they don't think that I was a kid before or that I was younger before. So a lot of the things they've gone through or go through, I've been through, but they don't think, you know, that I have, because they see the amazing me. No. I've been through things. All parents have been through things, and we're here to help you and to be successful. So with your parents, your trusted adults, use us as a resource. All right. And then last of all, it's a process. It takes time. Anything that you want to be good at takes time. You don't just walk outside and shoot a 3-pointer. You don't just walk outside and run the fastest 50-yard dash ever. It takes time, right? It takes practice. So loving yourself is a process. It takes practice. And trust me when I say, this is not a one and done type situation. It's not like you look in the mirror and go, yeah, I love myself, I'm good, and you're fixed. No, there's days your mom, you, everybody struggles with not loving themselves, with not feeling good enough, with not feeling like they've done enough. And that's why we have to take these steps and repeat, because it's a process. And sometimes we have little negative voices in our heads. You know, you ever been doing something really good and then a little piece of doubt snaps in? No. That's why we do this. We practice this. We remind ourselves how amazing we are, because you are so important and you are so worth it. And this process takes time. And the more that you do it, it becomes a habit. We talked about habits, like my coffee habit. Oh, I want coffee. It's a habit. You have to work on it, okay? So why is this so important? Why is this so important? First off, because you're amazing. You're amazing. And I can't be there every day to tell you you're amazing. I wish I could, or you could watch this video and I can tell you you're amazing. But I need you to know how amazing you are and to remind yourself how amazing you are, okay? Excuse me. And then number 2, it's an appreciation. When you appreciate something, you know, you kind of become like very fancy, like a connoisseur, like, oh, I appreciate fine art. When you appreciate you kind of treat yourself better, right? You're like, oh, wait, no, I don't want to do that. I appreciate me too much. No, don't want to do things that will hurt myself. That's crazy. So I want you to learn to love yourself, to appreciate yourself, to, you know, almost treat yourself like you're in a museum and you're so valuable and amazing, because you are. And I want you to take that pride and that excitement in just being you. You're a unicorn. We talked about this. And it's important because the more you love yourself, the more that you love you, the more you empower your choices, the more you feel strong and confident in what you do, the more you feel that you can go out and conquer the world. I met a young lady recently, and I believe she's 7 or 8 years old. She has 3 businesses. 7 or 8 years old, you guys. She has 3 businesses because she just keeps loving on herself and telling herself she's amazing. And like, I can do that. Whenever you have that doubt of, no, I can't, ask yourself, why not? Why not? I want to run a 50-yard dash at whatever time. I don't know what's fast. Oh, you can't do that. Why not? Why not? Because you can. It's just loving yourself enough and believing in yourself enough and pushing yourself enough. You're a world changer. You have amazing ideas and gifts that we've not even seen yet. And we need you to love yourself and push yourself so that these come out. All right. So Ways that you can show your self-love for yourself. You're going to take action. You're going to put your mask on. You're going to believe in yourself. You're going to accept. You're going to accept yourself. I may not have been perfect today, but tomorrow I can be better. I may have had an amazing day, but can I be better tomorrow? You're going to accept and love yourself. You're going to remind yourself, I'm amazing. There's only one me. There's only one you. They broke the mold. They broke the mold. They can never, ever, we can add the same ingredients. Look at your brothers and sisters if you have any. They're not you, right? They pretty much got the same ingredients, but they're not you because there's only one you. You're amazing, right? So with your boundaries, knowing your values, what's important to you, and the choices that you make, and being intentional or on purpose. Remember that chess game? We're going to make decisions that are on purpose for what we want to do next, for what we want to accomplish. All those things are ways that you can cultivate self-love, ways that you can display self-love. Here's the kicker. When you love yourself, you are so much more loving to everyone around you. You just glow. You glow. Like you talk about people when the sun comes out or the light hits them right, especially if you're into selfies, like, ooh, that light, that glow. When you are loving you glow. And people want to be around that glow. And then what you do is you end up kind of infecting people with your glow. You give people the glow cooties, which are good. It's a good thing to glow on other people. And then they start to love themselves and glow on themselves. And then they go out and infect people with glow cooties. And can you imagine if everybody was like glowing and loving themselves and loving on everybody else? How amazing would this world be? And you hold the power with self-love. All right, wrapping it up today. I know we went a little long. Please, please, please complete your worksheet this month and return it. When you return it, come here. I'm gonna send you, are you ready for this? A self-love jar. Okay, so do your worksheet, return it. There's an email address below, and make sure to join us for next month, okay? Next month is going to be a totally different lesson. We're going to keep building on what we've done, but I want you to go out. Okay, first of all, two things. I want you to do your worksheet, get that sent back in so that we can take care of you. And then I want you to go out reminding yourself how amazing you are and tell someone else that they're amazing today. Okay? I love you. I will see you next month. Go out and love on yourself. You deserve it. Have a great day.